Hi, my name is Minister Sheena D. Roll, and I'm the Senior Regional Organizer for Pennsylvania and New Jersey for Bread for the World.
50 million Americans don't know where the next meal is coming from, and 1 in 4 are children.
As of April 1st of 2017, I will have been working for Bread for the World for a year. What Bread for the World does is they specifically focus on advocacy on the federal level to help ensure that Congress either passes or avoids passing policies that will help end hunger. And so we want to help end hunger by passing certain policies or avoid ones that would hurt our goal in trying to end hunger. My role specifically within Bread for the World is to work within faith communities, churches, congregations, other organizations to get people to be educated about issues that help end hunger and then help them advocate to Congress through doing phone calls, writing letters, and doing personal visits both in their districts and in Washington, D.C. to let them know why it's important to vote in ways that will help end hunger. That Bread for the World particularly focuses on helping people is by advocating in Congress to help pass policies that will help end hunger and slow down or stop policies or even amend policies that would not help to end hunger but would actually make things worse for people. That could include lots of different things. Very often, when people talk about hunger, they're thinking about whether or not someone can pass a policy that allows them to get maybe food stamps, or we think about farm bills, or we think about the provision of actual groceries. And those things are incredibly important, but there are lots of other things that are interwoven into the process and the assessment about whether or not people can afford food and provision for themselves and their families. So with Bread for the World, we have a 501c3, which is Bread for the World Institute, and then the 501c4, which is the Bread for the World organization. And they serve different functions. Bread for the World, the C4, has a government relations department, a church relations department, an organizing department that I work in. But then the Institute, the C3 component of Bread for the World, does all of the research, gathers the facts and examples, the data that not only talks about the economic impact, but also the social impact of different social issues, the connection to hunger, and potential solutions for ending hunger and reducing poverty, both in the United States and globally. When we get over to the C4 side of Bread for the World, as I told you, our organizing department works within different communities and faith communities to get them to advocate directly to Congress. But then we also have a church relations department that builds relationships within the faith community across the country and across the globe to pull them into this ministry of advocacy. And then we also have our government relations department, which reaches out directly to Congress, tries to assess where Congress may be on different issues, and then figure out how we can strategically, as a collective, work with Congress to help end hunger. So some of the setbacks in the general role of trying to pass policy is you can't guarantee what a congressperson will do, right? And so you can do lots of the work to try to line up votes, to try to share stories, to share facts and examples and statistics and research, but you never know exactly what will happen until right when the vote happens. Bread for the World does lots of good work to help influence policy, but there are lots of other entities that are out there influencing policy as well. And so you just have all those things coming together in the mix and trying to settle on the best place. One of the other things that can be very difficult or that can cause some of the difficulties is the process of getting people to engage and pay attention. Very oftentimes, folks care, and no one will say that hunger is a good thing, but they don't always have all the information or education or research to understand how certain issues impact hunger. And so getting over that education gap or that research gap so people understand what contributes to hunger can be difficult sometimes.